exam. Why we as a teachers are important? The techniques that we are going to give you will help you to solve the question accurately in less time, and also going to give you some tips which will help you to solve the question as quickly as possible. So isolating quantities is one of the most simplest topic in all the questions, all 58 questions. Still, I'm going to give you some good strategies that will help you to save your valuable time as part of the exam. So what is isolating quantities, how to solve these questions, and what are the strategies that I'm going to give it to you right now is, so when I'm saying isolating quantities, suppose if I have t is equal to p plus q, assume I'm giving a simple question on the board. I hope everyone can see my screen. And I wrote a simple question on the board, and the question is t is equal to p plus q. And if I ask you to isolate p, you say, Venkat, one of the most easiest thing in this world. So p is equal to t minus q would be your answer, as simple as that. Okay. So t is equal to p plus q. If I ask you to isolate p, so answer would be t minus q should be my answer. Correct, right? So the same thing they give it as part of the exam too. Definitely they give it as part of the exam. But I'll tell you some strategies right now. Let me open some exact question that is going to help you whenever you are doing the testing, SAT practice test. Yeah. Let me open some random paper and show you actual exact question, how it looks like. Then once I explain the logic to you, how to save your time, definitely you will enjoy. Okay, this is what I need to do, or this is how I can save the time. You get one question based on this. Generally, I see in section 3 only. Just 1 second. They might give in section 4 also, but section 3 is what generally I see 99%. Okay, I cannot see in section 3. You might ask me, how can you glance so quickly? I'll tell you. Once you see the question, you'll understand. Yes, this is an isolating quantities question. No, I'll just start it. No, 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 no. Mostly it is not there in this paper. If not, it does not take so much time to look after. No, it is not there. Or I might have overlooked. No problem. Let me go to a different paper. First, let me show. But these years definitely get one question based on the isolating quantities pakka. In the latest papers that you are getting in SAT, you are going to get one question based on the SAT. Even here, I could not see. Okay. So even here, I could not see. Then I'll open the question that I have with me right now. Even here, I could not see. Just 1 second. I want to show one actual question so that you get a better idea. Simple topic, definitely simple topic. I'll give you the logic and idea too. So for example, this is 7th question. It is an isolating quantity. By looking at it, we can say, so they say L is equal to L is equal to L is equal to L is equal to. So one variable is equal to, all the 4 options will be one variable equal to. So their intention is isolating quantity. But they give lengthy word problem. To be frank, this is one of the most simplest problem, but I see they give 10 lines, 15 lines, or 20 lines questions generally in the exam. So they give lengthy word problems. Once they give lengthy word problems, they ask you to isolate one of the quantity that is possible, one of the quantity that you need to isolate. So if I see here, they're asking you to isolate L. So what are the things that is required? What are the concepts that are required to solve this question? So first we need to identify the question. How can you identify the question? The moment you see, okay, one variable is equal to, means definitely it is an isolating quantity. We just need to isolate. Don't focus on what is n. Students, they think n is number of bricks, L is length in feet, length of the building in feet, H is the height of the building in feet. No, they try to by heart that, they try to go around that, and they waste their time. Even if you don't understand these terms, no one bothers. So you better not even look into the question, look into the expression, look into the options. Yes, isolate and get it done. Why to waste time in reading that 4-5 lines, waste of 10 to 15 seconds of your valuable time? But what are the concepts that are required from student 10 to solve the question is, you need to know the basics. What are the basics is, when plus goes to the other side, it becomes minus. Correct, right? When minus goes to the other end, it becomes plus. Into becomes division. Division becomes into. We all know this from 6-7 standards. Now, when square goes to the other side, it becomes square root. When square root or the power goes to the other side, it becomes square. When square goes to the other side, or some nth power goes to the other side, it becomes 1 by nth power. Or don't get confused. You remember this, when square goes to the other side, it becomes square root. When square root goes to the other side, it becomes square. You know, the 6 basic functionalities would be happily able to solve any question on the whiteboard. Suppose if I give an equation like t is equal to 360 plus x by something something y. If I ask you to isolate x, so division goes outside, it becomes y. Ty is equal to 360 plus x. So for x is equal to ty minus 360. This should be my answer. Simple, right? 100% simple. Not 100%, 1000% simple. Everyone in the class would be able to do this. But please be careful with power and root. And one more thing that you need to be careful here is, I'm not required to read the entire question. The moment I see when I'm isolating one variable, yes, it is related to isolating quantities, which I need to attack the question and should be able to solve. Please do keep these two in mind. After the class, I'm going to share with you some 20-25 questions. Please do solve them. You'll become perfect in this topic. But please do remember those 6 concepts that I told you. Most of you know, students who don't know that I'm going to do it. Suppose if I let me give one question. If I want to isolate t is equal to square root of 6y plus z by some p. If I want to isolate z, tp is equal to square root of 6y plus z. Square it on both sides. T square p square is equal to 6y plus z. Assume if I want to isolate y, 6y is equal to t square p square minus z. Y is equal to t square p square minus z by 6. As simple as that. So one question would be there in these 58 questions, which is related to isolating quantities. Now we got a clear quality. So the quantity should be equal to same thing. They give lengthy word problem, they give a equation to the top. So that simple question, immediately your mind will strike, yes, it is a question related to isolating quantities, and you'll follow the basic rules that we have explained here, and you'll happily be able to solve the question. Perfect. The next question that you are required to do, next concept and the most important is ratio and proportion and units or units. First, let me say about units. So these two concepts, units and ratios and proportions, mainly units, are one of the most dangerous topics, and every student in the class, I think around 20, 21, how many are there? I'm not sure. Around 20 students are there. So even out of these 20 students, I'm sure most of you make mistakes in questions related to units. Why? Because they want to ask in centimeters, you give answer in meters, or they give units in the question are at most important. Units questions does not require so much brain, but they require your concentration skills and next the application skills. For example, they give 24 kilometer per hour. So they give this the speed of a vehicle is, they won't be such a simple question because they want to irritate you. A vehicle is moving at a constant speed or at an average speed. The average speed of the vehicle is given by 24 kilometers per hour. What will be the average speed of the vehicles in meter per second? And they give 1 kilometer is 1000 meters and 1 hour is 3600 seconds. The good thing about units questions is they give and they clearly underline in what they want. Sometimes they might ask even in feet per second. Sometimes they might ask in meter per second. Sometimes they give relation between kilometer to meter, then meter to feet. So you need to form a relation between kilometer to feet. So please do understand, so units questions are important, but only the thing that is required is you need to go to the exact conversion rule that is required and identify what exactly they're asking you to find out. Whether they're asking you to identify meter per second or feet per second, which is most important whenever you are solving a units questions. You need to be, because you'll be rushing off to complete the exam. Most of you are rushing off to complete the exam. So units question is an ideal opportunity for SAT people to trap students. When I said trap students, because you're in hurry, if you are not focused, when you are reading about a lengthy word problem, definitely you make mistakes. And good thing about units questions or any question that is related to conversions is they underline. Wherever the conversion is there, they try to underline the part. So in millimeters or meters or feet per second. So clearly they underline because they know they want to help you. You are in hurry. They want to help you people. That is the reason they majorly underline and try to convert the things. Let us look into one or two actual questions in the papers so that we'll be able to get an idea and we'll be able to solve them. So you need to, first thing that you need to do is, why I'm glancing the questions is you need to learn to identify the questions here. First part, the moment you are in a position to identify the questions, good. No one can stop you from getting good score, because when can you identify a question? When you know the concept behind the question. That is the most important thing. So I can't see any question there. I can't see anything in this. And even generally, when I see it right, even when I see it right, I generally see the questions that are coming from section 4. Yeah. So I said units questions generally comes from section 4. So the business owner was 12 months. No, 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 no. The total population density in people per square mile, people per square mile of the land area in the city at a time. You can also do this question. Just tell me answer for 9th question. It's a direct question. You can say it is a units question, a direct units question. They are not using any conversions. So, and there is a strong relation between units and ratios and proportion. There is a very strong relation between units and ratios and proportion. Just give me answer for this 9th question. Everyone should give. Simple question. The total area of the coastal city is 92.1 square miles, of which 11.3 square miles is water. If the city had a population of, which of the following is population density in people per square mile of the land area of the city at a time? So since it is people, they are not giving units, but if it is something else, they might have given square miles, they might have given people, they might ask how many people per square kilometer of land area. Then you need to be converting, you need to be good at conversion of the units. That is how you should be able to solve. If not, you'll get stuck. So what they had given here, everyone should do. Simple question. So they give total area is 92.1, out of which 11.3 cannot be livable. So just subtract them. So 0.8, 80.8. So 621,000 by approximately 81. 80.8 is approximately 81. This is 6 8 0 7 8 0 56, 8 8 0 64. So 8 8 0 64 assume. So if I do this 8 0 0 0, okay, just make sure that you are doing proper thing here. Okay. It should be close to 7,000. Yeah. So 6,21,000 divided by 6,21,000 divided by 80,000. So 62,000 divided by 8, approximately 8,000. Correct. So answer is B for Bangalore should be answered. Not even pen and paper is required to solve such questions. And it's not exactly what is this units question, so, but almost similar to what they ask in the units question. Okay. 30% weighted more than 12 pounds. Even I'm going to give you logic, how to solve logical reasoning questions in today's class itself. I'll give you how to solve logical reasoning questions. That is also one of the most important part here. So if you can see any other question, no, generally it will not be there here, but sometimes I can see how many more friends were in the group equally. Equations question. What is one possible around to the possible volume? No, linear equations, this one and this one. It is not there here too in this paper. I'm going to send you this paper to everyone. You need to identify what is a units question altogether. So I'm going to send it to you people, or let me only check again. I don't. Plans the so the greatest minimum is approximately 140. So the following is no, no. Biologist found in this yeah. So tell me answer for 12th question. It is exactly an units question, exact units question. So everyone, fatafat solve 12th question and give me your answer for 12th one. You need to be very careful at the conversion. That's it. Which of the following, how many kilometers below sea surface is the vent? Simple question, direct question. Everyone should do. Even pen and paper is not required here. Please be fast. Everyone should do. So these are the two simple concepts. What I'm telling you is you get one question. Isolating quantities, one simple concept. Units is also simple but very dangerous. You should be. You need to practice all the 20-25 questions. I'm going to send it to you after the class. People are giving mistakes for this question. No, here I'll not spare if you're giving mistake for this question. No way we should make mistake in this question. Simple and straightforward questions. Perfect. So most of you has given me the answer except one or two. Please do this. So they gave in miles, they're asking the kilometers. So simple. 1 mile is 1 kilometer. So 3.1 by 0.624. So clearly it should be greater than 3. So it is approximately 1/2. 0.5 is 1/2. So it should be definitely 5. But you don't take so much risk. You have a wonderful calculator in your hand. So you can happily use your calculator and try to solve them. But don't neglect these questions. So whenever you have these brackets, and this means definitely it is a units conversion. They want you to find the given answer in a different way that is possible. Okay, yeah. So let me explain ratios concept also. Once we explain ratios concept, we'll solve questions based on both. Units and ratios and proportions are almost interrelated, and isolating quantities. So from these topics, you'll get at least 2 questions in the paper. Isolating quantities, pakka, you get 1 question. Very simple. See the quantity that you are looking for. Units, we need to be very careful at the conversion they are using for. Now, let me explain ratio and proportion. Then we'll solve questions based on both units and ratios and proportion. So listen to me first carefully. So if I have A is to B as 2 is to 3, and if I have A by B as 2 by 3. So what is the difference between this and this is? So generally, if I say A is to B as 2 is to 3 is, if there are two boys in the class, there are 3 girls in the class. That is the meaning of 2 is to 3. If I say A by B is 2 by 3, out of 3 students in the class, 2 are boys. If you take A as the number of boys in the class. So generally, when I say fraction generally represents as out of, this is part by part. These two are individual parts. So this generally becomes part by total. Generally, fraction is that. This is what is the difference between fraction and ratio. So if I take ratio as 2 is to 3, if I take A is to B as 2 is to 3, and if I take B is to C as 4 is to 6 or 4 is to 7, assume. And if I'm asking you what is the value of A is to B is to C, the ratio of mangoes to oranges is 2 is to 3, and the ratio of mangoes to oranges, right? Oranges to banana is 4 is to 7. Then what is the ratio of mangoes to oranges to bananas? If A is to B is 2 is to 3 and B is to 4 is 4 is to 7, and if I ask you what is the value of A is to B is to C, so what can be the answer? Students who knows very good. So A is to B, generally we can write it as A by B. So which can be written as 2 by 5. Even before this, you just look into, I'll teach you this. Just before that, you just need to know this. If I say A is to B as 2 is to 3, assume there are 2 brothers, A and B. Assume that his father C has a property of some $120 million. Lucky children, they was born to so million. They are getting millions of dollars. So the father want to distribute this $120 million to both his sons in the ratio of 2 is to 3. So how much this son gets and how much this son gets? So how much the first son A gets is 2 by 2 plus 3 into 120 is what the first son gets, and the second son is 3 by 2 plus 3 into 120. So if I want to divide into 2 parts, how can I divide? So 2 by 2 plus 3 into 120. How much the share of B gets? 3 by 2 plus 3 into 120. So this can be written as 2 by 5 into 120. This can be written as 3 by 5 into 120. This goes 24 times. So this is 48. This also goes 24 times. This is 72. So the first son gets $48 million and the second son gets $72 million. Correct, right? So if A is to B is 2 is to 3, if I need to divide $120 million in the ratio of 2 is to 3, how much each share gets? A gets 2 by total. Total is 2 plus 3 into 120. B gets 3 by total. Total is 2 plus 3 parts into 120. So this fellow gets $48, $48 million, and this person gets $72 million. Correct, right? Now come back here. So the share between A is to B is 2 is to 3, and the share between B is to C is 4 is to 7. And if I want to know what is the share between A is to B is to C is, this is how generally you can solve. A by B also can be written as 2 by 3. Why? Because A can be written as 2 by 5, B can be written as 3 by 5. So 5 and 5 anyway they get cancelled. So A is to B is 2 is to 3. A by B also becomes 2 by 3. And B by C, it becomes 4 by 7. A by B becomes 2 by 5, B by C becomes 4 by 7. Now, if I need to find the ratio of A is to B is to C, A is only one term, C is also only one term, but for B, there are two terms here. One value is 5, other value is 4. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to make both of them common. So how can I make both of them common? I'll multiply this with 4 and I'll multiply this with 5. So the first one becomes 8 by 20 and the second one becomes 20 by 35. So now clearly I can see both the B's are same. So if I want to find A is to B is to C, 8 is to 20 is to 35. As simple as that. I gave you A is to B, I gave you B is to C, and if I'm asking you to find A is to B is to C, how can you find? So first find A by B. A by B is 2 by 5, B by C is 4 by 7, but the base is different. In one base, the base is 5, another base it is 4. So now to make both of them common, so multiply with first one with 4 and second one with 5, because 5 into 4 is also 20, 4 into 5 is also 20, so it becomes 8 is to 20 is to 35. So now if I have some $1,000, if I want to distribute between A, B, and C in the this ratio, so how much A gets? A gets is 8 by 8 plus 20 plus 35 into $1,000. B gets 20 by 8 plus 20 plus 35 into $1,000. C gets 35 by 8 plus 20 plus 35 into $1,000. I'm clear, right? So simple. So this is a minimum basic that you need to know. There are two more basics. So I'm going to give one questions to everyone on the board. Please do solve. I hope everyone understood this base. So in ratios and proportion, we have proportion concept. So this is what you need to know in ratio. So now what you need to know in proportion, most important, most of you make mistakes if you are not careful or concentrating. Certain quantity of food. So 5 people can eat. 5 people can eat certain quantity of food. Certain quantity of food in 12 days. 12 days. 12 days. 8 people can eat the same quantity of food in how many days? In how many days? Try to give me your answer in the chat box. Please do type your answer in the chat box. 5 people can eat certain quantity of food in 12 days. 8 people can eat the same quantity of food in how many days? Assume all the people have the same capability of eating. So 5 people can eat certain quantity of food in 12 days. 8 people can eat the same quantity of food in how many days? 5 people can eat certain quantity of food in 5 days. Yeah, I wrote the question on the board. Everyone, you please do type whatever you feel like. You please do type your answer. Then we'll discuss. Very good, excellent. People are typing, rocking. People are typing answers. Very good. Everyone type the answer. I'll make you understand something. 5 people can eat certain quantity of food in 12 days. 8 people can eat the same quantity of food in how many days? Is my question. You can type whatever you feel like. Yeah, even others, please do type your answer. I can see Divya, Lasya, Anushka, and Sarayu. They gave me answers. Even others, just type your answer. I'm not asking any high-fi question here, just a basic question. 5 people can eat certain quantity of food in 12 days. 8 people can eat the same quantity of food in how many days? Assume all of them have same capability of eating. Or they eat same quantity of food. Fast here. Others also just type your answer. If it is right or wrong, we'll see. Yeah, I'm expecting answers from others. Just type, I'll discuss. I'm going to teach you one important thing from this. Whatever I'm going to explain it to you right now, I'm going to teach you one of the most important things. I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. If you solve very good, if not, I'm going to explain it on the board. In 30 seconds, try to answer this question and give me your answer. Very good, excellent. Pranav also gave his answer. Devi left, huh? Devi. Hmm? Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. So that is what I tell you. I tell you, right? Even the extremely good students whom they think they're smart, they'll make mistakes in units, ratios, and proportions questions. Again, I'm repeating. In exam, you'll be in hurry. Units plays a major role. You think you have done correct. Small thing is going to hurt you. Now also just see here. If I give this question as a part of SAT, none of you will get 800, or most of you cannot get 800. Why? Because we have one bad habit. What is that bad habit? Is 5 people can eat in 12 days, 8 people can eat in how many days? So you have a very good habit of doing cross multiplication just simply without understanding the things. So you'll write 19.2 days. 99% of the students will give this as the answer. If you are smart, not you are smart, if you are careful student, everyone here is smart here. If you are a careful student, you will not do this. We have one very bad habit, not only in India, everywhere in the world, we have this habit mainly with the students. They just find 4 numbers, they do cross multiplication without thinking, without having a second thought. You know how many of you have given you 19.2 or 19 as answer? Most of you have given 19.2 or 19 as answer. Very few have given the correct answer. So now you should understand, before doing this, should I do this or should I do something? So this ratio, we have 2 types of proportion. One is direct and second is indirect. Or even you should understand, 5 people are only able to eat in that food. 5 people are only able to in 12 days. More people, how can they eat in more days here? Then you become God here. You become a God. Same food to more people, you are feeding in more days. Huh? Okay. Now we have 2 types of proportion here. One is direct proportion, other is an indirect proportion. So now listen to me carefully here. So we have 2 things here, direct proportion and indirect proportion. What is the direct proportion? Take 2 variables x and y. If one quantity is increasing, if other quantity also increases, it is called direct proportion. Means the number of hours you put in gym is equivalent to your body fitness. Y is your body fitness, x is the number of hours you put workout in gym. They are directly proportional. So more hours you put, the fitness will be automatically more. Or y is the number of marks you obtain and x is the number of hours you study. So direct proportion, because if the number of hours you study with the same concentration, that is more important. If not, no use. If the number of hours you study increases, the marks also are assumed to be increasing if you are preparing with the same concentration, because you are putting more efforts, definitely should get more marks. So this is said to be direct proportion. So direct proportion means if one quantity increases, other quantity should increase. If one quantity decreases, other quantity also should decrease. So we have then we need to do x1 y1 x2 y2, then we need to do cross multiplication. X1 into y1 y2 is equal to x2 into y1. Okay, or this can also be written as x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. Or you should do cross multiplication only when they are in direct proportion. Direct proportion means if one quantity is increasing, the other quantity also increases, or if one quantity decreases, the other quantity also decreases. That is said to be the direct proportion. Correct, right? Okay. Now, indirect proportion, if one quantity is increasing, take x and y, other quantity should decrease. So this is x1, this is y1, if this is x2, this is y2. So the relationship between x and y is inverse. Inverse means so x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2. So in inverse proportion, x is inversely proportional to y. Same food, more people, they take less time to eat the food. So in indirect proportion, the quantity that is relating to them is x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2. Now come back to this question. Before you start solving the question, you need to identify whether you are doing direct proportion or indirect proportion question. More people, same food, so they can eat, they'll complete it in less days, or they'll eat it faster. So one quantity is increasing, but other quantity is decreasing. So this is an inverse proportion. So 5 into 12 is equal to 8 into x. So 60 by 8 is equal to x. If 5 people can eat the same food in 12 days, 8 people can eat the same food in 7.5 days. As simple as that. If 5 people can eat certain quantity of food in 12 days, 8 people can eat the same quantity of food in 7.5 days. I think hardly 3 or 4 students gave me 7.5 as answer. Remaining all gave me something else. No problem if you give wrong answer, but it should not be like a direct proportion. In the sense, you should realize your weakness and you should improve on those. So I think everyone understood this concept too. We understood ratios. We understood two proportions. One is direct proportion and another is indirect proportion. So from now on, whenever you're solving a question, identify whether if one quantity is increasing, other quantity is increasing or decreasing. So based on that, you can make it out whether it is a direct proportion or indirect proportion. Now let me solve questions based on both ratios and proportions and units question. 27 plan B the ratio the plan C yeah, please do solve 11th question. Easy question, dead easy question, to the point and the straightforward. Everyone should give me answer for 11th question. Everyone should do it. We'll solve all ratios and proportions questions and everyone should do. Plant A is currently 20 centimeters tall and plant B is currently 12 centimeters tall. The ratio of plant A to plant B is equal to ratio of plant. Simple question, dead simple, direct question. Direct question, everyone should solve. Everyone should solve. So the ratio of plant A to B, so PA by PB is equal to PC by PD. PA is 20, PB is 12. So PC is 54, PD is how much? This goes 5 times, this goes 3 times. So PD is 54 into 3 by 5. This goes 10.8. 10.8 into 3 is 32.4. So definitely A for Agra is answer. So simple question, right? Everyone actively should solve. Perfect, Amasari. Correct. Perfect. Everyone is perfect. So generally they're simple concepts, but in hurry you make mistakes, mainly units questions. I'll send you the questions after the class. You please do solve them. If I discuss all that right now in the class, right, you'll find it easy, but when you're solving alone, you'll make mistakes. That is the reason I'm not giving it to you right now. If not, I would have given it to you right now in the class and made you solve. So, okay, this is a percentage question. Based on the information, what is the median? The number of key intervals and ratio. So this is also some percentages question, something. This one is something investment, a account each year. What is the value of it? No. So is what is one possible volume rounded to? They are saying about something about volume. A group of friends decided to go to 800 college and something. No. Which of the following is the average speed of the car engine over the 3 seconds of? Yeah. Please do solve me 29th question. Please be fast. Please be fast. Please do give me answer for 29th. I'm giving you combination of both units and ratios and proportions questions. If I get any isolating quantities, even I'll give you that question too. Good. I got received one answer. Okay. Please don't change answers. The moment you give me answers, you need to fix to that. Good thing is 3 students have given me answers. The 3 have given 3 different answers. Let 4 students give 4th option, then all options would have been covered. Okay. So 4 students have given answer, 3 different answers. Everyone, please do read the question. What he is asking for? SAT questions are easy. You need to know the concept. Just see what he is asking for. Hardly the answer will take 5 to 10 seconds. They won't give difficult question, but they give the question such that where you need to think. Very good. Lasya, Samhit, Pavan, Pranav. Okay, I think people looks good. Okay, perfect. So most of you have solved this. Very good. So now see, look the question. Who find it difficult to solve? See how simple it is. Which of the following is the average speed of the car? S is the average speed of the car in inches per second. So they're asking you S by T. Average speed of the car in inches per second. So S by T over the first T seconds after it starts. So S is 16 root T. So if you do, you'll get 16 root T. So happily, your answer should be wonderful. B for Bangalore should be your answer. As simple as that. They're asking you what is means indirectly you need to find S by T in the given equation. The moment you can find S by T, it is done. Very good question. Very few students will be able to solve. It is a question based on the ratios. Let me see how many of you can solve in less than 1 minute and give me answer. Start. Your time starts now. I'll enlarge this. Okay. Yeah. Now you'll be able to see. Option B you cannot see. Yeah. Correct. Perfect. Fit to the page. Good students are giving me answer. Perfect. Let others also type answer. 3 students, Anushka, Mahi, and Aditya gave me answer. The 3 gave 3 different answers. Simple here. People are giving different answers. So, easy question, but people unnecessarily complicate. You need to be careful. People are typing A, B, C, something you people are typing. Okay, everyone just read the question and solve it. Okay, perfect. So people are typing. Very good. Let you type. So the ratio of number of revolutions per minute of two gear wheels is S is to R. So if I want to find the ratio of number of revolutions per minute of gear A to revolutions per minute of gear B is 60 by 20. That is what is the meaning of it. Correct, right? Okay. If gear A is rotated by a motor at a rate of 100 revolutions per minute, what is the number of revolutions per minute of gear C? Very good. So first let me find this relation. What is that relation is RA by RB is 3 is to 1. Am I correct? RA by RB is 3 is to 1. Now RB by RC is 10 by 6, which is 1 by 6. RB by RC is 10 by 6, which is 1 by 6. So no need to do all this. RA is to RB is to RC is 3 is to 1 is to 6. Something I have here, Okay. Yeah. So this is the relation between revolutions. The ratio of the number of revolutions per minute of two gears is given by R is to R. Now what he's saying, if gear A is rotated by a motor at a rate of 100 revolutions, what is the revolutions per minute C? Now if I can relate between RA and RC, RA by RC is same as, if you see RA by RC is same as 3 by 6. RA by RC is same as 3 by 6. So if gear A is rotated at a revolution of 100 revolutions per minute, what is the revolution per minute of gear C? So revolution of minute per gear C should be 200. So they gave, I'm finding range between AB and BC. Okay. So RA, RB, RA can also directly find relation between RA and RC. So RA by RC, the relation between is given by 1 is to 2, 10 by 20. So our revolution of this is 100. So what is the revolution of RC, which is 200? We can do that way also. Simple, right? So definitely answer for this should be not 50, it should be 100. So please be careful. Ratios, units, simple questions. They just simply want to create confusion by giving lengthy word problems. If not, the questions are simple. No way they can give you difficult questions. 1 second. Inequalities. Yeah. Units question in a bit different. You need to add basics of algebra with units. 9 feet, 7 and 8 inches. 19th question, one of the most difficult question which you have solved in entire of my classes. To solve this 19th, you need to read this part 2. This part 2 you need to read. So I'm giving you 2 minutes of time. Read the question and try to give me answer for this. Read the question and try to give me answer for this. It is one of the most difficult question. Very few can solve this. Read this, one of the, as I said, one of the most difficult question. Read entire question, be careful. This is riser height, this is tread depth, this is the total rise. When designing a stairway, an architect can use the riser tread formula 2h plus d is equal to 25, where h is the riser height, d is in inches, and d is the tread depth in inches. For any given stairway, the riser height are the same and the tread depth are same for all the steps on the stairway. Okay. The number of steps in a staircase is the number of its risers. Okay. For example, there are 5 steps in the stairway in the figure above. The total rise of the stairway is sum of the total riser heights as shown in the figure. Yeah. Okay. Something he says. An architect wants to use the riser tread formula to design a stairway with a total rise of 9 feet. Total height is 9 feet and a riser height between 7 to 8 inches and an odd number of steps. With the architecture constraints, which of the following must be the tread depth in inches of the stairway? Very good. Very good question. Simple, but you need some basic simple things. Who has given me answers now? Right now, this will be the last question. So I see that Mahi and Samhit both gave me answers. They gave different answers. If you have logic, you are reading the question carefully. You can do the question in seconds. Okay, perfect. So people have been typing some answers to me. Abhinav has typed some answer. Anushka has typed some answer. Samhit has typed Mahi. Okay, 4 students gave me answer. Let me see. If I'm the student, see how I'm going to solve this here. So what is the total height? 9 feet. But this is in inches. So let me convert. 9 into 12 is 108 inches is the total height. 108 is the total height of this total riser height feet. Now each is 7. Each can be between 7 to 8. It can be either 7, it can be 8 feet. So do 108 by 7. Do 108 by 8 inches. Do 108 by 7 and 108 by 8 inches. So if I do 108 by 7, so 1 second, where is this calculator? I'm just opening. I don't use calculator frequently. I don't. Yeah, 108 divided by 7. 108 divided by 7. So 15.42 steps. If it is 15.42, which is meaningless, means 108 divided by 8, 13.5 steps. It can be 13.5. It means it can be either 14 or 15 steps. Only 2 possibilities. It can be either 14 steps or 15 steps or 10 steps. It can be only in integer number, right? It cannot be 15.4 steps, right? So if you are taking riser height as 7 feet, you are getting 15.42 steps. If you are taking riser height as 8, you are getting 13.5 steps. It is not possible. So it should be between 13.5 to 15.42. So the number of steps will be between 14 to 15. But it's telling clearly the number of steps are odd number. So there are only 15 steps that are possible. So if there are 15 steps that are possible, 108 by 15, if you do, that will give you the riser height. So 108, one of the good questions, very good questions. 108 divided by 15 is 7.2 feet, 7.2 inches. So each of them should be 7.2 inches. So now The question is, what is this? We should use this formula. 2 into riser height is 7.2 feet under these conditions. If the height is between 7 to 8 inches, if the total height is 9, so it should be 7.2 inches when there are 15 steps. If the total height is 108 inches, and if there are 15 steps, what should be each feet height? Each riser height feet, 7.2 feet. So each is 7.2 feet. That is not the answer. Don't hurry up and answer. He's asking what is tread depth D. So 2 into 7.2 plus D is equal to 25. 14.4 plus D, 10.6. So answer is C for Chennai should be my answer. One of the good questions. Very good questions. If you could not understand after the class, you watch this video again and again, you'd be able to understand. So units, ratios and proportions, simple topics, but you need to be very careful when you are solving the units. You need to be first good at conversion of the units, if not gone case. Okay, so I'll see you in the next class. Take care till then. I'll send you some questions right now immediately after the class in the group. Please do solve them. Take care. Bye.